Hello, my name is Matias zadicoff. I've been beta testing the next plugin from KinematicLAB called Overmorpher. I consider this a great tool for extreme poses after you have completed your animation. I will show how I use the plugin for myself. Personally, I prefer to change the poses in ZBrush rather than using the modeling tools, but in this example I will show you both methods. For the first part, I will show you how to make a stretch and a squash using the modeling tools. First, I go to the frame what I consider where the more squash should be applied before starting to fly. I go over the skin modifier and I go to Overmorpher and apply it. I give a name, squash in this case, and create pose. So these are the modeling tools. I use shift, which could be like move in ZBrush. Using control and drag outside the model, I can change the size of the brush. So this is very basic how I start deforming the character just in this view. After I think it's complete, this is just a rough deformation to show you the result. I click on sculpt mode so I can see how it applies, which by default using 5 frames before and after the 100% is complete at the frame I started. So I will move the keys to extend the deformation on several more frames. I duplicate 100% and I go to the curve editor. It's really simple to find it. It's on modifier, squash, and I can see the curve. So I will adjust the curve to see how it applies on several more frames. So I get the maximum at this frame, and I can enter once again to sculpt mode to correct the pose. In this case, the eyes were outside the mesh, so I will correct it, and you can go as many times as you need into a sculpt mode. So now after squash is complete for the demo, I will create another pose for the stretch. I think this is the right frame for the maximum stretch, and I create another pose just to start very roughly to deform it. Okay, this is good. I will go out of sculpt mode to see how both combines. And then I move the keys to extend the duration of the transformation, and I can even blend both. I will create a second stretch to continue with the deformation I gave. So we can see how both stretch poses blend till both are in 0. Really keeps sort of clay deformation, very elastic. You can do very extreme poses like Ren and Stimpy style, sort of like that. Anyways, I will tweak the I'm not happy with the curve deformation, so I'll do something more straight, really fat to really skinny. I kind of like this way how it almost looks like melting or stretching like rubber or something like that. I can go back and forth to the sculpt poses and the form as I consider the best after I go combining the different instances. Okay, I'm happy with the transformation now, for example, so I go to the second instance of the plugin to show you how I combine it with ZBrush. So for this part of the example, I will turn his body from fat to really muscular. I will activate Turbo Smooth with deformation of 1, and on top of that I will put another instance of Overmorpher, and I will create a very basic strong pose using the modeling tools. Okay, this is a very basic approach to show you what I'm intending to do. So first thing, I will readjust the keyframes of the pose. Okay, after the strong pose, it's pretty much correct frames that I have to apply it. I will select and extract it. It extracts to the active layer, so you can see the pose that I can then reapply to the animated mesh. So I show you a problem that I found and how I ended up solving it. When you take the model to ZBrush, this is what happens. The drawing size of the brush looks really small because the subtool is huge. That's because of a difference in the scale from max to ZBrush. So even going to the bigger size of the brush, it's really small for details. So I will show you how I ended up solving it. So before going to ZBrush, I will take the instance and scale it to 5% of the size, and then when it's back on from ZBrush to 3ds Max, I will rescale it again at 2000 percentage, and it will look exactly the same. So okay, when it's scaled by 5% of its size, it's good enough, and I hit Go to ZBrush. Now we are on ZBrush, and you can see the size of the brush is good enough to start sculpting details. So let's get started sculpting. You can see that the topology of the character is not the best, so I found this plugin like a really useful tool for improving not correct meshes and do some also skin fixes after animation. So okay, so I think this is good enough. Let's get back to 3ds Max. Just click on Go Set. Now we are in Max, and just rescale it by 2000%, and now we have the tool at the actual size again. Then just go back to the animated mesh, pick the right instance of the modifier, and just select the pose and go pick mesh and click it. Let's hide the layer of the corrected mesh and see, and now we can see how it deforms and start getting some muscles. I will readjust a few frames to blend the different poses. Okay, now this looks really elastic and rubbery. I will create another pose before the muscular pose, just a first step of how the body starts changing to blend better between the fat pose to strong pose. Step at this frame, and I will just tweak it a little bit using the modeling tools from the plugin. Okay, just very basic, and let's out from sculpt mode. And this is how it first starts blending before getting the muscles. So the whole body volume goes up, so the hips look smaller, and then it starts appearing, showing the muscles. Okay, this is how they all combined looks like. I'm really happy, but I will go one step further. I think I can add still more detail. I want to add a lot more definition to the muscles. So for that, I need to add another instance of Turbo Smooth, and then another instance of Overmorpher. I create a pose. I will call it Details. Extract the pose. I will make sure it's on the right layer. I check it and extract it. There is the pose that I have to sculpt. Remember what I have to do for ZBrush. I scale it 5% and just go to it in ZBrush. And now I have my mesh here with a lot more detail. So I will start adding a lot more definition. So okay, I think this is it with the definition of the muscles, really exaggerated. And let's take it back to 3ds Max. Just go Z, and again rescale it to 2000%, and it's back to its original size. And just select the animated mesh again and pick mesh, and there it is. Then make the pose last for a few frames during the part where his arms are up. Now we have more details, and the whole body is a little bit bigger, so it adds an extra layer of deformation, much more organic. Okay, I have created a preview, and this is what it looks like. I'm really happy with this plugin. I think I'm gonna be using it a lot. It's very useful for everything. I think to add more expressions, more details, fix meshes. I hope you can find my use of the plugin useful. And thank you for watching. This is Matias Zadicoff. Goodbye.